Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's come on, Wolf. I know you know these lyrics. Come on.
Huh? What? Who's pointing at what? Where?
You know what? Hold on. I'll start over, and then as soon as I point, I want you to finish the lyrics, okay?
All right. Okay, fair enough. I'll be ready. Go ahead. Hit me with it. I know this one.
All right, hold on. Here we go. Okay. All right, here. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a
traffic jam up my ass. Oh no, let me out. That's right, isn't it? Traffic jam up my ass. What? That's what it is, isn't it? I thought that's the... come on now. Go read the lyrics. I'm pretty sure. Don't look at me like that. It's traffic jam up the ass.
Hey everybody, I'm Mike and this is Entertainment Junk. And today is a very special day as we will be counting down the top 20 most awesome musical tracks on the NES. Yes, you heard me right. We're not doing a top 5 or a top 10, not even a top 15. We're going all in with a top 20. But before we jump into this countdown, there are two things that I would like to address. Number one, you will not find any Mario Brothers or Legend of Zelda related music on this top 20, and that's just simply because, well, they're just too iconic. It would have been too easy for me to place them at number 1 and number 2 and just call it a day. I didn't want to do that, so yeah, they're not on here, but that does not mean they can't show up on a future countdown. Number 2, this countdown right here is based off my own personal taste. So I can totally understand if you guys feel like number 3 should have been number 1 or number 5 should have been number 10. Hey, everybody's different. Everyone has different taste and we're just having fun here. So yeah, don't take this countdown too seriously. It's just some good old fun. Also, if you want to, you can go ahead and put your top 3 or top 5 in the comment section below, as I would love to see what you guys come up with as well. But yeah, with those two things out of the way, let's get this party started, shall we? Wolf, are you ready?
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Go ahead. All right.
All right, he's ready, I'm ready, and I know you guys are ready, so let's just jump into it. This is Entertainment Junk's top 20 epically awesome music tracks on the NES.
Number 20.
Kicking off our list is the dungeon theme from Star Tropics. This music does a great job creating a nice tropical island vibe that keeps up with the action on screen as you travel from section to section inside the dungeon, going up against walking toilet paper, floating bed sheets, and a human skull or two attempting to take a bite out of your backside every step of the way. Yeah, you can't deny this beat is just very bouncy while taking some inspiration from Caribbean-style music and just overall a catchy tune for a very underrated game.
Number 19.
Oh dear, this song was burned into my brain as a child over the course of a weekend as I attempted to conquer Shadowgate. All attempts failed, of course, as I would either die from poor decisions made or hit a dead end and just quit out of frustration. But one thing that did not change, not one bit, was this song that played every time I would enter that castle facing my impending doom. Now, there's tons of great music in this game, most of which I didn't get the chance to hear until I was older and knew what the hell I was doing, which allowed me to go beyond those first couple of rooms that were driving me insane. Anyway, frustration aside, the main theme to Shadowgate just resonates with me the most out of all the music in the game. Not only does it hold a special place in my childhood memories, but it's also an unforgettable piece of music that truly plays a significant role in giving this point-and-click adventure its identity.
Number 18.
I don't know why, but there's just something special about that ending theme song to the NES classic Life Force. I mean, think about it, really. You just escaped total annihilation by the skin of your teeth. Now you're able to turn down your thrusters, drift in space peacefully for a moment, and breathe a sigh of relief. So yeah, this is the kind of music you want for such an epic ending. Great tune.
Number 17.
Now this is just some excellent music that wastes no time in grabbing your attention from the moment you hear it. You get everything with this track. You get some energy, excitement, action on top of some more action. Oh man, it just does its job perfectly of getting you locked in and ready to play this awesome title from start to finish. Another great tune.
Number 16.
I think we can all agree this fantastic feel-good track from Little Nemo should never be overlooked. Once that music kicks in, you know you're about to be in for a rip-roaring adventure as you traverse the Mushroom Forest, the first level of Little Nemo, and believe me, it only gets better from there. But this is an excellent starting point in terms of the music, as it does a great job of filling your soul with nostalgia upon hearing it, which takes you back to a much more simple time period, where you either were going to have a beautiful dream filled with magic and wonder, or a nightmare, with Freddy Krueger in the background laughing at you as you finally realize you're probably not going to wake up. Regardless, this one's a classic.
Number 15.
The title screen music for Wizards and Warriors 2 is so intricate in its arrangement, you wouldn't even think something like this would be possible on the NES. But the composer of this tune, David Wise, made magic happen and did the impossible and gave us this beautiful gem for our listening ears. Honestly, this track is so well done that it's easy to miss the point at which the song loops. On top of all of that, the music at the title screen just gives you this sense of intrigue, grabbing your attention and demanding you hit start. Now, even though I picked this track as one of my favorites, the entire soundtrack is worthy of your time. Simply some amazing work.
Number 14.
Here we have the ending theme to Gremlins II, and I would say for me personally, this is the most touching and heartfelt piece of music on this countdown. The feeling that I get from this, it just feels like you went on this amazing journey with your best friend. The main villain has been defeated and turned into a puddle of goo, and now it's time to say goodbye and part ways. You feel a bit sad that it's all ending, but you also find yourself smiling, thinking back to all the memories made along the way, knowing they will hold a special place in your heart and will stay with you long after the credits roll. Yeah, you know, I think the best way to sum this one up, simply beautiful.
Number 13.
Sweet Tennessee ham and strawberry jam. If this doesn't get your blood pumping and ready for some action, nothing will. This main theme from River City Ransom is one of the most iconic sounds on the NES and probably beat-em-ups in general. It feels like it's the 8-bit equivalent to the song Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs with that late 1950s, early 60s style, mashed up with some of that high energy music from the late 80s, maybe something akin to the likes of Information Society. Overall, this is just some amazing music that's worthy of a listen, or two, or three. Matter of fact, just put it on repeat and go about your day. You can thank me later.
Number 12.
How can one forget this undeniable jam from the NES classic Battletoads? I mean, right off the bat, it hits you with a sound that's mean and unforgiving, like no mercy is going to be shown the moment you pick up that controller and hit start. Now, are you going to dish out some pain to every enemy that comes your way? Most definitely. But boy, oh boy, you're going to get it back tenfold by the time you get to Turbo Tunnel 2. Nevertheless, this is a great track to get your blood pumping and your mouth spewing out cuss words every 35 to 45 seconds.
Number 11.
This was a tough one. I originally had this listed much lower, but unfortunately, there was just a lot of great music on the NES, and so it just barely missed my top 10. Still, there's no denying how amazing this track is. Its ability to mash together both the horror and action elements of the game to create this up-tempo yet intense background music should not be overlooked. And yes, the game itself is somewhat flawed and has a few annoying issues, but this track, along with the entire soundtrack itself, is solid and easily one of the standout aspects of Castlevania II.
Number 10.
Now this is just some beautifully crafted music that captures the sword and sorcery aspect of the game while mixing in a bit of royalty and prestige. All this while giving off the feeling that you're about to go on an adventure of a lifetime. And boy, do you ever. As a fan of the Final Fantasy series, I always find myself coming back to this piece of music every now and again, and it brings a smile to my face upon hearing it and just knowing this is where it all started. Good times, man. Good times indeed.
Number 9.
This track starts off dark, mysterious, a bit creepy and foreboding. Then it starts to ramp up and it gives off this vibe like, forget whatever happened in part 1, this time around the stakes are even higher than before, so get ready because Ashtar is coming for blood. I gotta say, Ninja Gaiden 2 probably has one of the best intros on the NES, hands down, and the music that accompanies that intro is A-tier awesome. If someone was to blindfold you and have you listen to this music, and you knew nothing about this game at all, you would still likely come to the same conclusion, that there's something evil afoot and it's time to start preparing for the battle ahead. That's what great music is capable of doing, and this track does it with flying colors.
Number 8.
Oh yeah, this track has it all. Full of energy with a catchy bounce while sprinkling in a dash of intensity over a blanket of fun as you go through this stage, demolishing the Foot Clan at every turn and looking damn good while doing it. So yeah, not much more needs to be said about this one. Just some good music that's guaranteed to put a smile on your face, maybe a little pep in your step, and have you reaching for that last slice of pizza before it's all said and done. Kawa to the bunga.
Number 7.
From the moment that you drop onto that island by helicopter, shit has hit the fan, and this musical track wastes no time in matching the intensity and fast-paced action from that first stage, which ultimately sets the tone for the rest of the game going forward. Yeah, there's not too many other run-and-gun style games like Contra, which comes with some amazing music that just screams action and puts you in the mindset of taking out everything on the screen that's coming your way. Well, I guess the only thing left to do is pick up that spread gun icon and go to town.
Number 6.
As mentioned in my top 10 hidden gems on the NES video, this game is outrageously underrated on so many levels that it shouldn't even be a hidden gem. The same can be said for its soundtrack, just a stellar tour de force from the moment that you pop that cartridge in and you see that title screen appear. Speaking of which, I thought the music at the title screen was the most fitting and memorable track of the bunch. It gives off that feeling of being a Top Gun fighter pilot briefed on a special mission to save the world. Before you know it, you're jumping into your spacecraft, turning on your boosters, and boom! Your ship takes off at light speed through the cosmos, and it's time to rock and roll. So, yeah. It's just an awesome track for an equally awesome game.
Number 5.
Double Dragon. Let me tell you, the first one was beyond fantastic when it came to the music, and probably it's the one most people will be familiar with. But part 2, they did everything bigger and better in my humble opinion, including the soundtrack, which brings us to this awesome gem. I gotta say, this was probably one of the hardest choices for myself in terms of what track to put on this list, because everything was just knocking it out the park. But if I had to pick one, and just one, it would be the theme for the final boss. I mean, think about the build-up to this moment. You and your friend have spent the last 8 stages of this game, taking names and kicking ass all over the place, and now you guys are about to face off against the main villain, the guy responsible for the demise of Marion, your one true love. I feel the music, oh man, it just nails the moment perfectly. I mean, you're at this point in the game where it's do or die, now or never, no retreat, no surrender. Hey, I kinda like that. Seriously, this is an underrated gem that will have you going all out in that final battle. Now turn the volume up, get out there, and kick some ass.
Number 4.
All right, now we're getting down to the cream of the crop. Here coming in at number 4, we have the training theme from Punch-Out! Now, we all know Punch-Out! Took a lot of inspiration from the movie Rocky, including making sure to have some iconic music play in the background during some of the most pivotal parts in the story. Like when Rocky starts his morning run with the music in the background just slowly building up until it finally reaches its climax as he ascends the stairs of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. In similar fashion, here we see our protagonist, Little Mac, running behind his trainer Doc Lewis, who is pedaling away on his bike. All this taking place behind a New York City backdrop, and just like in Rocky, it's the music that accompanies this visual that really brings it all together, making for one of the most iconic moments on the NES and video games in general.
Number 3.
DuckTales. Woo! The cartoon show has one of the most iconic theme songs ever to grace our listening ears. I mean, you can't even say the word DuckTales, woo, without ending it with woo. So when Capcom was tasked with making a video game based off the cartoon, they just didn't settle for making an 8-bit version of the theme song and calling it a day? Oh, no, 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 no. They said not only are we going to match that amazingly awesome song, we're going to do it with something completely original, made from our very own blood, sweat, and tears. Which led to them completely knocking it out the park on the music side of things. I mean, the entire soundtrack to this game is a complete touchdown. But the one song for me that just really stood out amongst all the others was the Moon theme. Not only is this an incredible piece of music all by itself, but it also does a wonderful job of capturing the essence of the stage as you begin to explore. It starts off with what I would like to imagine a star would sound like when it's twinkling, and then it just rolls into this awesome, upbeat, adventurous anthem that's just amazing. Simply amazing. It also gives off this feeling of nostalgia that just about anyone can relate to, like even if you didn't grow up playing 8-bit or 16-bit video games. That moment in time, that simple pleasure of escaping the real world for a brief period and getting lost in a fun activity. I feel like that can truly be felt from the moment this music starts to play. So remember, DuckTales plus Moon theme equals woo!
Number 2.
At the number 2 spot, we have Wily Fortress Stage 1 from Mega Man 2. Man, oh man, this track is fantastic. I'm talking about upbeat, full of energy, while perfectly capturing the nail-biting, fast-paced action that comes with this stage. It's getting you pumped up, it's getting you hyped up, it's getting you feeling heroic, like you're gonna save the day, and you are, because you're the Blue Bomber, baby, and Dr. Wily, along with all his crazy creations, don't stand a chance against you and your mighty Mega Buster. But seriously, this is a wonderful track that checks all the boxes of what great video game music should be, and I think we can all agree it has aged like fine wine, and it just gets better with time. This game, it came out like 1988, and it still slaps to this very day. With all that being said, whether you played it recently or a long time ago, one thing will always remain true, and that's once you hear this tune, it's never leaving your head. And it shouldn't, because it's just that good. And if you're wondering, yes, I do jam out to this song while doing random activities, such as driving my car to various locations and staring at people passing by until someone stares back and then challenges me to a dance battle, sometimes attempting my hand at cooking an exotic dish, such as a hearty bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, as well as randomly elbow-dropping pillows that I find around my house.
Number 1.
And taking our top spot on this countdown is none other than the NES classic Metroid, with the track from its title screen / prologue. Imagine this for a moment. It's Friday night and the mood is right. After a long, grueling week of school, you're just ready to kick back and relax. Your mom just ordered some pizza from Domino's and you got this game that you never played before sitting on top of the TV. The front cover itself looks kind of interesting, but besides that, you don't know what to expect. You're excited though, and ready to venture into the unknown with a smile on your face the size of Texas. You grab your controller, pop that game in, click it down, close the hatch, hit the power button, and you hear this. It's at that moment your entire tone changes. You're now hit with a sense of loneliness and despair. There's no second player to back you up, no command base you're in constant communication with, nothing to connect you with another human. It's just you and you alone to explore the dark corners of this planet. But as the music continues on, you're then hit with another feeling. It's a sense of courage. You don't know what lies on that road ahead of you, but you're confident, you're brave, and you're ready to take on whatever comes your way. Oh yeah, get comfortable. It's about to be a long night, but one you'll look back on with fond memories. The emotions this music is able to establish in such a short span of time is what makes it so awesome. Isolation, fear, courage, you get all of that in less than a minute. There's probably only a small percentage of video games that could pull off such a feat when it comes to music like this, and even fewer back when this game was released. Honestly, this entire soundtrack from start to finish is beautifully done, but for me, this particular piece is what I consider to be the golden goose and my number 1 for this top 20. And there you have it, folks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this from us, subscribe to the channel. But until then, I'm Mike, he's the Wolf, and we'll see you guys in the next video.